loves, welcome back to my channel. It's a lovely day and thank you for tuning in. Today I'm doing just a quick makeup routine for starter locks. It was requested by one of my subscribers, so shout out to you. Thank you guys so much. If you are interested in getting this look, please keep on watching.
So first I'm going to start by brushing up my brows with this spoolie. And the pencil that I'm going to be using for my brows today is the Anastasia brow pencil in the shade dark brown. I'm using this Hourglass primer. This primer is life-changing for me. I didn't use primer until I found this one. I'm just using a tad of that over my face. Then I'm going back in with my pencil. And I am just lightly layering some strokes over the sparse areas of my brows. I do not put the brow pencil over every part of my brows, but mainly just the pieces of my brows that is a little bit sparse where the hair is not fully there. That's mainly like on the tail and underneath or right over top of the brow bone itself. And I may put a little bit of that pencil on top, but I'm very, very light-handed with this and with every brow product because I feel like that's what kind of really frames your face is your brows. And I'm just doing that with the other brow. So next, to clean up my brows, I am taking this MAC concealer in NC45. And I'm not really sure what the concealer is called, but it's the one that is in this little container right here. And the concealer itself is very like thick and solid, so it gives you the ability to be able to like carve out your brows. A lot of concealer is very liquidy, and I don't really like that. But I do just take a very, very small amount because it is, as you can see, lighter than my skin tone. And I use that just to carve out the shape a little bit. I'm very, very particular about how I like my brow shape, so I do that. And then I drag the concealer down to like my eyelid. This is like the first step for blending. I don't go back in with the concealer, but whatever is left on the brush, I may just drag it over top very gently. And then once again, I'm pulling the concealer up into my skin, so that way when I layer on my other products, it will blend naturally. But I don't blend it out right away. I kind of let it sit for a little bit while I work on other things. So then I'm going to just take my spoolie and brush the product into my brows again before I set. And I'm setting with this MAC brow gel in clear. I always use clear brow gel. I feel like it gives a more natural look, and it just allows me to brush the product through one more time. Next, we're going to start with concealer. I do not wear foundation at all, so this is the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in Rich. I love the shade of the concealer, but I do not really like the undertone, so because of that, I mix it with the NARS concealer, and this is in the shade Amande, which is a little bit lighter, and I just layer that on top. And because this concealer is kind of too light, the mixture of both of them kind of gives me the shade that I want, along with the right undertone. It's very difficult for me to find the undertone. Next, I'm going to take my, this is Black Radiance, I think. I got this from like a drugstore. And I'm just taking that dark shade and putting that above my cheekbones. And that's going to help me kind of just give some foundation for when I bronze. And that is my favorite thing to do. So I'm just putting a little bit of that on my cheeks and then pushing the concealer upward towards the rest of my face. I'm going to take a damp beauty blender and just start working on that concealer and blending that out. Like I said, I do not use foundation. However, that Hourglass primer that I used in the beginning of the video is what really helps my concealer just grab hold to my face, and that works out perfect for me. So as I am blending, I'm also going to blend out that concealer that I used on my brows to sculpt my brows. And then I'm going to take my translucent powder by Mercier, and I am going to just use a little bit of that to set my concealer underneath my eyes and underneath my brows. I don't use a lot, and I never ever bake because my skin is naturally very dry. I have dry skin, so using powders, I have to be very, very careful so that it doesn't give like this chalky look. Next, I'm going to take the Mineralized Skin Finish by MAC in Dark Deep or Deep. I'll leave it down below, and I'm going to pat that over my face in the areas that I did not use the translucent powder. And once again, that Hourglass primer is going to help this stick to my face, and I put that over my brows as well. I'm also going to use my bronzing powder by Bobbi Brown. I love this. This is my favorite product. Bronzing is my favorite thing to do, and I think it's because of this powder. And I'm just going to layer that on my cheekbones and on the temples of my head. And then I'm also going to take a little bit of that and put it on my brow bone as well. Or my eyeshadow, where my eyeshadow goes, because I'm not wearing shadow, and this just gives more like depth to my face and to my look. And then I'm going to take this burnt like orangey brown color by MAC. I'll leave the name down below, and I'm going to add that to my eyes as well. So this is just like a neutral flush of color. I'm going to take this blush by MAC, and this is Sweet as Cocoa, I believe, and just layer that directly over top of where I put the bronzer. I put a little bit on my nose just to warm up my look. And lastly, for my powders, I'm going to take this Fenty Beauty highlighter in the shade Hustla Baby. I love this highlighter as well, and just layer that on the top of my cheekbones. I only use a little bit. I don't really go crazy with highlighter anymore. I try not to if I can help it, but this is like a really natural highlighter. Then I am going to take my MAC spray in Fix Plus. This is the original. I love this stuff as well. And before I go any further, I just blend all the powders. I'm then going to take my liquid liner. This is by MAC in Point Black. This liner does not budge. It does not move. I looked for forever for a perfect liner, and this is it. You have to be very careful with it because it is extremely liquidy, but once it sets, it does not move. I believe it's also waterproof. I'm going to take this nude eyeliner by MAC as well. And this just brightens up your eyes a little bit. I used to use black liner, but I realized that using the nude liner just adds like a lightness. And then I'm going to take that burnt orange shade and drag it underneath my waterline right before I go in with mascara. This mascara is by MAC. It's okay. It's just a mini mascara that I picked up. But I really just put that on my lashes as prep for when I add my false lashes. Of course, if you want to, you can stop here if you do not wear false lashes. But for me, I love falsies. I'm going to take that Hustla Baby shade and put it in the corner of my eyes. And it seems like a bit much right now. But then I am going to take a blending brush by MAC. I believe that this is a 224, and I'm gonna blend that out, and it just gives that bright look. This with the liner is just, oh my gosh, such a cute look. I'm gonna take these Lilly lashes in Miami. These are my favorite. They're expensive though, so I only buy them on sale. And I'm gonna just pop those onto my eyes. I use the House of Lashes glue in the dark color, and this is the only lash glue that I have found that does not budge, so I love this. Of course, this is optional, but I love lashes. I feel like they just elevate a look, and they're just so pretty and so nice. I am then going to take my lip liner in Chestnut and line my lips. This is pretty much the only liner I use on a daily basis unless I'm doing color. And after I line my lips, I am going to take this Flesh Tone lipstick. I'll leave the name down below. I believe it's Naturally Transformed. And I am going to pop that in the center of my lips, just a little bit, like I tap it just a little bit because this is very light for my skin tone, as you can see. But after this, I am going to use a dark gloss to kind of balance things out. And this is by Fenty Beauty, my favorite gloss, and this is Hot Chocolate. I love this combination. Like, this is so pretty.
Hi right guys, so this is it. This is what I do, not every day, but just like if I want to go out somewhere that's not too fancy and I kind of want to draw attention, you know, to my look and kind of make my locks just frame my face a little bit. This is what I do. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Please let me know if you use any of the products that I use, or if you see yourself creating a look like this, very simple, neutral tone, but just like really intense in the eyes. Let me know. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.